Hey, it's Wednesday, time for another Action Figure Adventures video here on SEO Toy Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are taking a look at two exclusive G.I. Joe Collectors Club figure subscription service action figures. They're part of Figure Subscription Service 7. We've got Treadmark and Ice Viper Officer. Treadmark is an updated version of the G.I. Joe driver Skidmark, who had a terrible name and pretty horrible color scheme, but I enjoyed him as a kid. I really liked Skidmark and the Desert Fox. Ice Viper Officer is a modern update of a previously released Collectors Club exclusive figure, who is also based on a classic Cobra vehicle driver. Pause it here to read Treadmark's bio, and right here for Ice Viper Officer. Here we've got our two figures out of the package. We're going to start by taking a look at Treadmark. I have to start by just chuckling about this figure. There was a kid that I was friends with in elementary school. I played G.I. Joe with him a lot. And he swore that his dad was a ninja in the army and that his uniform looked like Skidmark's uniform and that they had a picture somewhere in his house of his dad wearing that uniform. And it's so ridiculous when you look at this guy in his green and orange outfit. First, that this would even be a real military uniform, and second of all, it would be an army ninja uniform. But hey, it was the 80s, and, you know, kids make up stuff. So anyway, we've got Treadmark here. He's got an orange helmet, an orange vest. He's got a green sweater and bright green pants, just like the vintage figure. He comes equipped with a pistol, a machine gun, and he's got a knife. He doesn't have working holsters, unfortunately. Like, this pistol is sculpted in here. So it's a shame he can't, you know, holster his actual accessories, because that would be super sweet. But I'm going to get rid of those extra guns and take a look at the figure a little more closely. His head is a decent sculpt for the character, but the paint job's not perfect. There's a little bit of flesh tone on his glasses there and stuff like that. His head turns nicely. He's got articulation at the shoulders, a swivel at the elbows as well as a hinge, and then he's got wrist articulation. So pretty standard G.I. Joe stuff there. I do like that they gave him a little Joe logo on his shoulder. That orange vest goes all the way around. He's got a hole for a backpack if you want to put one on him. Down below, you've got his torso crunch here. He's got standard G.I. Joe hips. He's got double-jointed knees, which I guess is pretty common on the modern Joes, but seems overboard for this guy as a vehicle driver. He's got cool boots with little, treads on them there like that, which I think is kind of funny for a guy named Treadmark to have shoes with such visible shoe tread. So, this guy's probably not most people's most favorite character. I'm just excited to have him because I played with the Desert Fox and Skidmark quite a bit as a kid. I actually took mine to the beach with me one summer, and we went on vacation and really did a lot of damage to both the figure and the vehicle. It really scuffed up the paint playing with them in the sand that much. But I had a good time. Treadmark also comes with a figure stand with his name on it. And here's Treadmark driving his invisible Desert Fox. Here's Ice Viper Officer. Unlike the original release, he's got blue details instead of red. Also works just as well with Cobra as the red coloring does. This figure was based on the Operation Moth 2-packs that the Collectors Club put out before, where the Ice Viper figure featured the camouflage pattern on his uniform. Ice Viper's always kind of an interesting guy because he seems like a normal military Arctic Viper, but yet has size for weapons, so he's got some ninja training maybe? I don't know, it's a weird one. So just like the original Ice Viper, Officer has a removable helmet. Like with many of the modern figures, his helmet and his goggles are separate pieces, which is kind of cool. So you can actually put the goggles up on top of his head, or you can put them down like he's wearing them. The original Ice Viper toy from the line, they were fixed in place, but depending on how you put the helmet on his head, you could kind of raise the whole thing up to make it look like they were lifted up, or tilt it down to make it look like they were over his eyes, which I always thought was kind of fun with that, 80s figure. He's got a fur collar here, he's got a bunch of pouches down below and a Cobra symbol. He comes with an awesome looking machine gun, and he's got the blue Firefly phone, so he can radio in some stuff. And then down here on his legs, he has the little diamond pieces that hold his size. Now, there are little rubber bands holding the size in place in the packaging, and those aren't a bad idea if you want to keep these size in place. If you just leave those rubber bands on, they're definitely going to help keep those in there. Down below, he's got more camo on his pants there, and he's got some nice paint details with his boots. He comes with a set of those ice climbing shoes as well as an Ice Viper Officer stand molded in white. The foot pieces fall off really easily, especially when they're pegged into the stand like that. But it's a pretty good choice for an Arctic trooper. Ice Viper's got his head on a ball joint. I feel like his neck looks a little bit long, but obviously they had to accommodate the collar. He's got standard G.I. Joe shoulders and elbows. He has a wrist swivel, but it's really far back, like on his glove. His gloves are really long here to get this detail in here from the Ice Viper. So it's not out at his wrist point where it normally is. I got a little paint smudge right there. He's got a torso crunch here. Standard G.I. Joe hips. He's got double jointed knees. His knee joints are much smaller, his little kneecaps, than Treadmark, so his legs move a little bit nicer. And then he's got ankle articulation down at the bottom. If I'm comparing these two figures, I would take the Ice Viper Officer over Treadmark any day. One, you could use him as an army builder if you want to just make him a regular Ice Viper. Two, I just think he's got better accessory storage on his body, and just kind of a cooler paint scheme all the way around. Not taking away from the fact that Treadmark is a homage to a figure with a terrible paint scheme to start with. So it wasn't like he was going to be some amazing figure anyway. Thanks for watching this action figure adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.